Hey there, government class. We're talking today about citizenship versus nationalism. Two ideas that have similar core elements, but that are distinctly different in ways that it is important to know and be able to differentiate. The first is citizenship. So, citizenship is a legal agreement between a person and their government. So, citizenship is a legal status that one has that guarantees certain things from the government in return to giving things back. So, for example, here in the United States, as a citizen, you are guaranteed your constitutional rights as a citizen. You are guaranteed Social Security and potentially Medicare and certain government programs. In return, you pay taxes, you sign up for the draft if you're a male over the age of 18. Now, will there be a draft ever again? No. But in theory, you do that. In other countries, government service or military service is mandatory. So when you have citizenship, you have made an agreement legally wherein your government is going to provide you certain things and freedoms, and in return, you are going to give things back to your government. Now, if you were in charge of a country and you were designing what citizenship meant in that legal agreement, it would mean different things. Every country's citizenship is slightly different. And those ideas would be part of your ideology. So, what you saw as the responsibility of citizens to their government, and what you saw as the responsibility of citizens or the government to citizens. Now, in the United States, our government's big selling point is personal freedoms. That is said to be the main reason that people want to be American citizens. It's why many people celebrate being American citizens. But we're not always the best at maintaining those, right? The United States government, for example, will theoretically never take away your freedom without trial. We know that that is not true in at least one major instance, that is Japanese internment, in a situation that would now probably be declared unconstitutional. Millions of American citizens of Japanese ancestry were forcibly removed from their homes and sent to prison internment camps for a couple of years. Similarly, our government generally promises not to kill citizens. That's considered a pretty big no-no, a big red flag. Of course, if you were a Kent State University student in 1972, you would obviously feel different after the National Guard shot and killed 4 of your classmates for protesting against the Vietnam War. In the summer of 2020, this last summer, we also saw instances wherein the military was more than willing to use violent tactics against citizens of the United States who were protesting against the government. So when we ask the question, what does it mean to be an American? We could be asking, what does it mean to be an American citizen? But also, what does it mean to have that identity as Americans? Because you can consider yourself American and not be a citizen. Or, on the other side, there are plenty of American citizens who consider other American citizens not to fully embody what they believe is the American identity. So that identity, based on anyone's ideology, again, influences the definition of citizenship, but then in a more ideological sense, in a grander sense, the responsibilities of government, some people believe, might go beyond what's just in the Constitution, and the responsibility of citizens to the government might go beyond also what's in the Constitution, the basic agreement. If you ask these guys what it means to be an American, the people that stormed the Capitol on January 6th, you would probably get a different answer than if you ask these people what it meant to be an American. People in immigrant detention centers near the southern border. The answer might even be slightly different than if you ask these people, immigrants at Ellis Island in the 1800s. Throughout history, different people have had different ideas of what it means to be an American, and that American identity has been shared by multiple groups, but many with different ideologies and thus different interpretations of what that means.